So as you can see, this 15-bit CPU address is something which is divided into tag and index, right? So if you look at in the main memory, so in the main memory the address is of 15 bits, okay, and this is the addresses what are used, okay. So if you are placing the same address in the cache memory, okay, if you are placing the same address in the cache memory, we are going to use this index here, and the tag is something which will be moved inside. The tag value is being moved inside. It is nothing but the address whatever is there, it is just being reversed here and we are placing it in the cache memory. So that is only difference what we are going to do in this direct mapping, okay. So in other terms I can say the address in the main memory is saved as a tag index, okay, but whereas in cache memory it is saved as index tag. It is saved as index tag, okay. It is just the reverse of it is what we are going to place in the cache memory, okay. So this is what is the difference, how it is different from the main memory and the cache memory, okay. The CPU address is something which is saved in terms of tag index, but whereas in cache memory it is saved as index tag, okay. Whatever content is there, it is just been reversed here, okay. So let us go ahead and take one practical example and see, okay. So this is direct mapping in cache in the cache memory, okay. So if you look at the main memory, okay, so this address and data is something which is placed like this, okay, which is placed like this. So these are all the address part, and the respective data is something which is placed here. Now if you look at the cache memory, when you bring the same data to the cache memory, this is something how it is saved. As I told you, the index is something which is placed first, followed by the tag, and then the corresponding data, okay. So here the examples what we have seen is this one and this one, okay. It is nothing but all this data is something which is saved like this, okay. So when CPU is asking any address, so that in that address first we are matching the index address, okay. So the index part of the address we are going to match. If you find it is a match, then we are going to check the tag value. If the tag value is also matching, then the corresponding data is something which is being sent to the CPU. So that is how the procedure we are going to follow here, okay. But there is a drawback here. But there is a drawback here, because if you look at this table, we have 3 addresses where the index values are same. For example, this address, this address, this address, and this address. If you look at it, all these 3 addresses have the same index value, but different tag values we are having, okay. So what will happen here is, if you are placing the same if you are copying these 3 addresses into the cache memory, when a CPU address is being searched here, okay, then what happens is we will have 3 index value 3 index values which are same, okay. So what happens is, it has to, let us say this is the another let us say that I am trying to search this address, that is 02, where the corresponding data is 5670, okay. So this is what is the data I am trying to search. So what will happen is, when I am searching this cache memory, I will first search with this memory, with this address. If this index address is matching, then I will check this tag, okay. But actually what I am searching is this address is what I am searching, but here it is a mismatch. Then what happens, again I have to come out of this, and again I have to search the rest of the memory. So here again I am finding the same index address, but the tag is different again, okay. As it is a mismatch, again I have to search. Finally I will land up here, where I am going to find the perfect match with the index and tag, and the corresponding data is being sent to the CPU, Okay, so here what is happening is, though the index addresses are matching several times, the tag values are not matching. So it is unnecessarily searching many times in the cache memory, where you are losing time here. The access time is something which is increasing here. Okay, so to overcome this drawback, we are going for the next mapping, which is called set associative mapping. Okay, so in this set associative mapping, what we are doing, this is the example. Okay, where we are placing only one index value. Okay, but pairs of tag values is what will be saved. So when I am searching in the cache memory, I will only search for the index value. If the index value is matched, then all the tags are something which are present in the same location, where the data is being saved in terms of pairs like this. Okay, so this is something which is called a two-way set associative mapping, where two together I am placing. In the same way, I can also have four-way set associative mapping, 8-way set associative mapping, like that also we can have. Okay, but here example we are only taking 2-way. Okay, so here what is happening is, I am reducing the access time. Okay, if I am searching for the index address for the first time, that is enough for me. Again, I don't have to search it again. Okay, so that is how this set associative mapping is implemented. Concept is same as direct mapping, but the only thing is, here the data is something which is saved in terms of pairs. Okay, pairs, as I'm talking about only 2-way here, but if you are implementing 4-way, then we can also have 4 together, like as you have 1 2, if there is 3 and 4, then you can also have them sequentially like this. Okay, so these are the different mapping techniques what are used in the cache memory. Examination point of view, this question is very important. I would suggest all of you to please prepare for this question and then go for the exam. Thank you.